Collective consciousness has got to be one of my favorite science-backed spiritual concepts that plays into even conspiracy theories. Everything from Mandela effects to the Akashic records to group meditations. The collective consciousness is not only something that affects us, but is something that we can affect every moment of our lives. Hello, and welcome back to another video. I'm Ann Blackwood, your Silicon Valley Sage Sister, here to bring consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. And today's video is brought to you by dōTERRA Witches, which is a little group that I am a part of that I will tell you about at the end of this video. Collective consciousness. The idea that we all, as I talk about, are spirits having a temporary human experience, and our consciousness, our mind, is affected by everyone else's as a whole. There are many different theories as to how and why this is possible, which is why you'll hear me say things like God, source, spirit, cosmic consciousness, just to give everybody a shout out. When it comes to the collective consciousness and the research that's been done behind it, one of my favorite science-backed experiences is collective meditation. They have done studies on how when large groups get together to meditate, not only are those people affected, but the people in the city around them are affected. That's why I do things like hold group meditations where I have friends from all over the world come together at once to meditate together to do just that, affect the collective consciousness. One of my favorite conspiracy theories that has been coming up a lot lately when it comes to the collective consciousness that ties into popular culture is the idea that there is this cabal that you've heard me talk about, these groups of people who are aware of the collective consciousness and how it can be affected, and are very much doing their best to affect the collective consciousness. But the reason why I like this conspiracy theory, why I'm so interested in it, is because along with this idea that there are groups of people or a group of people who are working to affect the world as a whole through our collective consciousness, is that, like the Matrix, if you become aware, you can step outside the box and flip it on them and affect it just as much yourself as they can, because anyone who is aware can affect it. So, though it may be a dismal thought that there are groups of people or a group of people somewhere in the world who don't have our best interest in mind, who are trying to hold us down, the more and more you become aware of how energy and frequency works, the more and more you become aware of how you yourself are tied in to this web of energy that is the collective consciousness, or as some would say, the cosmic consciousness, or the co-creative consciousness. The more and more you become aware of how you're affected by it, the more and more you can allow yourself to not only not be affected by it, but turn it around and affect it yourself the way you want to see things. This is empowering because, yeah, if you don't know there is a box, then you're not going to know that you're in the box. very much like the Matrix and the Matrix movies try to communicate, depending on whether or not you think we're in a simulation, which is a theory, or just believe that the collective consciousness as a whole is that box. You can, once you are aware of the box, be outside of the box. You can get outside of the box, and it's not as hard as one would think. And they are constantly, whether it's by design or just because of the state of the collective consciousness, trying to keep us in that box. But the more and more we are willing to awaken, the more and more we are willing to open our minds, expand our consciousness, grow, heal, the more and more we can affect the collective consciousness and the way we want to see things going. We can affect our reality in the way we want to see it affected. Healing, happiness. This is why I do my meditations, group meditations, and quite literally label them Healing the Earth meditations. Because the more and more love we put out into the cosmic collective consciousness, the more love there will be. The more healing we put out, the more there will be. We just have to realize that we're in the box first in order to recognize that there is a box to climb out of, to help more and more people awaken and become aware. And once we do this, not only can we make the world a better place for people, but we can make the world a better place. And just doing little things. I mean, this spans from everything from meditating to just being more consciously aware in your daily life. From being more conscientious to recycling. And everything in between. The more we can take the time to recognize that even just on a 3D reality level, we are not the only thing. And if anything, the more and more you accept the concept that there is a collective consciousness, we are one. We all share the frequencies that we put out. The more you can do this, the more we can not just better our own lives, but better the lives of others, help ourselves, and help this beautiful planet that we live on from just being absolutely destroyed, and therefore not have a place for ourselves and our future generations to live. So I want to invite everybody to just take a moment from time to time to just pause, take a deep breath, and just ponder that little question that is, how am I affecting the collective consciousness today? Whether that be just how you affect the people around you or how you affect the collective consciousness at large. I make it a point to smile and say, hi, how you doing? How is your day going? to everyone that I come across in every situation that I can. Because putting that smile on my face, asking somebody how they're doing, puts a smile on their face. And that alone is a great start to affecting the collective consciousness on a one-on-one basis, as well as affecting the collective consciousness as a whole. Because right now, there's some suffering, there's some hurting, there's some healing that is needed, and we can do it just by turning inward and asking ourselves, by my actions, how am I affecting the collective consciousness today? Am I putting good vibrations out into the universe, or am I putting bad vibrations out into the universe? Because I'm telling you, it matters. Every one of us matters. Every single drop matters in the whole ocean, because that's what the ocean is made of. Individual drops. That is what the collective consciousness is made of. Every single one of us. And then some. And every one of us matters. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the links in the description, especially because there are 3 more links that have been added for this video as promised. dōTERRA Witches is a group that I am a part of because we are a group of people who absolutely love, if nothing else, having clean, green products, no synthetic chemical based products in our lives. And we do this through having dōTERRA in our lives. Let me tell you, it is more than just products you buy. dōTERRA is a lifestyle. And I have fallen in love with not just dōTERRA itself, but this amazing group of women that I'm a part of that we call dōTERRA Witches. dōTERRA is an essential oil company that not only makes the purest essential oils, like the purest. There is no other company that I am aware of that makes essential oils that are actually approved for internal ingestion. That is how pure dōTERRA's essential oils are. And they not only make the essential oils, they make all sorts of products with those essential oils, so that if you don't want to DIY it with the essential oils, they already have a product for you that you can use to replace whatever chemical, synthetic chemical based product you have in your house that you'd rather have a clean green product for. And let me tell you, when I say, you will never hear me promote anything that I haven't tried and true tested myself. I've been using dōTERRA products for over a year now, and you're just hearing me talk about it. That is how in love with something I have to be in order for you to ever hear me talk about it here. And dōTERRA, I use dōTERRA products and dōTERRA essential oils every single day of my life, literally. So, if you would like to learn more about dōTERRA and even our dōTERRA Witches group, you can sign up for my free clarity call. You can also just check out the links that I've put in the description. I have a link for Instagram where we do most of our free classes about essential oils and dōTERRA products. We also have a Facebook group because we do some Zoom calls, including our full moon and new moon gatherings every month. Those are hosted on Zoom, as well as we do have a few other classes that we host on Zoom for those who don't have Instagram, but most of what we do is on Instagram. So you will have the link to dōTERRA, the website itself where you can browse and shop. You will have the link to dōTERRA Witches, the Instagram page, as well as dōTERRA Witches, the Facebook group. I hope to see you there. Again, thank you guys for joining me for another video. May the energy you serve always serve you well, and let's keep making our way through.